Hey up, welcome back. We've got a bit of an unboxing today. When I was in Zante, the last vlogs you've seen, up here, or down there, or wherever it is. Anyway, I noticed that the Mavic Air was great as long as there was no wind, but as soon as there was some wind it was struggling, especially out over the sea and stuff like that. And as we're going away to America in a couple of months, I thought it was about time I upgraded to something a bit bigger. So welcome to Mavic Pro 2. I'll unbox it and we can see what we can see. So let's get on with it. Right, let's go through, see what's in which box. This one's really heavy, so I'm assuming it's a drone. So we'll start with that one first. Seems strange the Flymore kit's sold as a separate component in the Mavic Pro. Not sure why, but hey. Yep, that's the Flymore kit. So let's pop that over there, pop this over here, and have a look, see what's in it. I doubt there'll be any flying today because the weather outside is shocking. Oh, that's nice. Nice bag. I've not actually done any video watching for the Mavic Pro 2, like unboxings and stuff like that, so it's all pretty much new to me. Oh, that's nice. Mavic 2 actually on the I don't really even see that. Actually on the, what's his name? Let's have a look inside, shall we? Flap, that opens up. And then inside we've got that. And that. Oh, that must be like a... Wow. And then two batteries on their own. That must be for the batteries to be held in, I'm assuming. Something like that. Or maybe like that. Not really sure. Oh, a couple of sets of props. And what's this? Well, that's the battery to USB converter. That's the strap for the bag, I'm assuming. And a bit of foam padding, don't need that. This little doohickey allows you to plug it to one of your batteries. Plugs into one of your batteries and gives you two USB out, just so you can charge controllers and stuff like that. What else do we have in here? Oh, and then the charge adapter, so you can charge more than one battery at a time. Pity it doesn't use the same charge interface as the Air does. That's a bit of annoying. No, it can't use the same batteries, but the interface along the bottom could be the same. There's no reason why it couldn't, unless it has to deliver more power or whatever. And then in this little box, what do we have? Oh, a car charger. Oh, that's cool. Didn't get one of them with the Air. So, car charger. Excellent. Well, the one bit I was complaining about the battery being different, the interface, doesn't really matter because you get one with the fly wheel kit. I like having the car charger. It means when you're out and about on travels you can charge the batteries. And it will help on our journey to the USA, because we're going to the USA and we've hired an RV, so we're going to do like an RV holiday. So that's kind of cool. Assuming the drone goes in there. Battery's possibly underneath. Where does the controller go? We'll have to look into that. For now, I'll pop them in there. Pop that in there. Pop that in there. We'll put that to one side. Next up, this box. Mavic 2 Pro with smart controller. So let's see what we have. Nice box. Oh wow, that's quite nice, isn't it? Nicely laid out. So in it we have, what's in the box? I'm assuming a battery. And a charger. Nope, just the charger. So we have our charger with UK plug. Fortunately it's using figure 8, so I've got US ones of those, so I can take them with. The cable on this is really short though. It's not like the Mavic Air where it had quite a long cable, and it had 2 USBs on it as well, which is interesting. Put that to one side. And then we have, wow, the controller weighs a ton. We have the smart controller, which means you don't have to use your phone or tablet for it. Well, that's really quite impressive. The aerials just flip up, and you have your screw-on thumb controllers like the Air did, but hidden in a different place. Right. Oh, it's got an SD card in it as well, so you can store content onto the smart controller directly. HDMI out, USB out, programmable buttons on the bottom. So yeah, it's quite a nice little device. Hello, dear.
Hello.
Hello.
Are you not at a pokey?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I was just doing a bit of a video. Right, where was I? I popped out to do the Pokemon raids. So, charges a USB-C, which is pretty cool. So, I have to pop that on charge. And charging. Right. What's next? Little box full of stuff. Let's have a look, see what's in here. Care refresh. Have to do that. Manuals for battery, flight, controller and the Pro itself. Skip that. What we got here? Oh, there's props. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Surely there should be 4. Ah, okay, no. There's 2 in each pack, so you get 2 spare. Spare thumbsticks, useful. Oh, there we go, a USB charger. And I'm assuming a USB-C cable to charge the controller. Yep. That's what we have in there. Put them back in there. Right, and then next we have what is obviously the pièce de résistance. It's the Mavic itself. Wow, that's a lot heavier than the Mavic Air. Wow. Yep, that's quite a bit heavier than the Mavic Air. That's quite nice actually. It has cameras absolutely everywhere on it. Everywhere. The Pro's obviously got cameras all the way around now because it can do avoidance both up, down, left, right, forward and backwards. So unlike the Air where it couldn't do sideways and up, this one does all the way around, so it should be able to put up with things and avoid things a bit better. So we'll have to put everything on to charge, I suppose, and see how it goes. But it's really quite nice. I wonder where the SD card is. The battery's on the top, which makes it feel more secure, like the old Pro used to be. Is that the battery? That's the USB-C port. Oh, there's bits of sticky in it everywhere. I'm supposing these little things here. Ah, there's the SD card. So what's that one? That side for? I have absolutely no idea. It's got some sort of sensor in there. And that's obviously where the SD card goes. So we shall pop an SD card in there. 128 gig Samsung Evo Plus. So that's a V31 U3, whatever you want to call it. And in we go. Right, let's pop the battery out of it. Fold it back down. Is it bottoms first? It is. Bottom first, top after. It doesn't actually weigh all that much when it's without battery. So obviously the battery's the heavy part. And we'll have to pop these on charge. Right, I can pretty much guarantee this is going to require firmware updates first thing out of the box. So let's power it up. Now some of the stuff has got a bit of charge in it. Ooh, very shiny. Suppose we ought to put a SD card into the controller as well. Another 128 gig. English next. Agree. Select country or region. United Kingdom. Might have to have a look, see if I can get a rundown of the controller, because it's got lots of little buttons and wheels. Obviously you've got your adjustment of the gimbal, adjustment of your tracking, your autofocus. You've got your buttons on the bottom, which autofocus and recenter. And then I'm not sure what this little doohickey's for. Seems like a four-way control button. It's clickable. But the build quality on this controller is really quite lovely. So we'll have to give it a go. Oh, the drone's rebooting. And again. Update successful. Now I suppose I ought to update all the batteries, because I bet the batteries are not up to date either. Just remember that when you've got these, make sure you switch the batteries in to update as well, because otherwise you'll get a inconsistent firmware warning, and most people are like, oh, what does that mean? And what it usually means is your batteries are not firmware updated. Let's order a screen protector for this. Right, back. Been out for the evening to see the nieces and nephews. So we'll get back to this. I've just installed the Google Play services on it. It's really, really simple. Just download the Xiaomi Play Services installer. Just do a Google for it. It's called. Just download the Google Installer 3 APK. It's really simple to find. Just Google it. Plonk it on the SD card on here. Install it from the file manager. I wouldn't bother using the onboard web browser. It's terrifyingly bad. get the Play services installed, and then install Chrome if you really want a browser on it. You will have to go through the Google Uncertified Device ID stuff, so you'll need Device ID APK, which you can get off APK Mirror. Put that into the Google Device ID site, and it'll certify the device as a custom ROM, which will then allow Play services to run. After you've done that, restart the controller and it'll work. It's just simple as that. Let me fire it up and I can show you. The connection to the drone and everything's really good. There are hacked firmwares if you're in the UK like I am to give you the FCC modes, although I don't think it really be needed on here. Let me tap record, and then if we go there, Play Store. And there we go, the Play Store's up and running, which is quite good. Right, so I'll perhaps go through a little bit of what's on the controller and how it works. First things first, fire up the controller, and wow, that screen is very bright, isn't it? There we go. Fire up the controller, you'll get to the home screen. Obviously the go button there will link across to your drone and let you go fly it. Just launches basically the Android version of the Go 4 app. The only difference I can see is it uses Mapbox instead of Google Maps for its mapping data, which isn't a big deal. Obviously they don't have the Play services installed on here, which means they haven't licensed any of the Google stuff, which means they're not using Google Maps. So hey, who really cares? We have two buttons hiding at the bottom here. The one closest will take you to any photos and stuff you have on the device, of which I have none, obviously. This button up here is a back button, I'll take you back. That button down there is basically your app launcher, shows you all the apps you've got installed. So it's pretty simple when it comes down to it. And then we have our buttons on the controller. So you've got your two sticks, which are two sticks that are on a normal controller. You've got your modes, so your intelligent flight modes. So you've got T for tripod mode, P for your positional mode, S for sport. Obviously they're just the same as they are on normal stuff. Your pause button if you want to stop the craft and make it pause. You come home button. Power button, just have to hold it to turn it on. It's also used to wake the screen. If the screen goes to sleep, just tap it and the screen will go on or off. Then you've got your 5D buttons. Your 5D buttons act as by default, act as a joystick in the Android operating system. Or if you press and hold the back button, they act as like shortcuts as well. So the button and up will get you to the home screen, button down will pull your quick settings down, left and right do app switching and take you to the app launcher. So simple stuff. You've got the button there which will launch DJI Go if it's at any of the screens. It's also, when it's inside the DJI Go 4 app, it's also programmable, so you can set it as a third smart button. You got your record take a photo, record, gimbal. Not really sure what that one does. Okay, so came to me after a couple of seconds. It's exposure. So that's your exposure. That's your gimbal. I think it's back to front compared to the standard remote, but I could be wrong. I don't have a standard Mavic 2 remote, so I don't know. Then on the back we have our aerials. They can go in the downward position for when the craft is away from you, forward position from where the craft is close. Inside you've got the controller sticks. These come out like they did on the Mavic Air, and then just screw into the controller to give you your control sticks. But they hide it in there nicely so you won't lose them when it's out and about. Kind of push it and click it down. You got your two programmable buttons on the back, speaker port, air intake, your two batteries in here. So you got 250 milliamp hours, which gives you 2,500 milliamp hours, should I say, which gives you 5,000 milliamp hours. And then on the top we have standard USB-A port, micro SD card, which is always useful to have, and a HDMI out, so you can use it for monitor and stuff like that if you're flying with a monitor and you wanted a director to be able to see your footage, etc. And then the app, as you can see, is just the standard Go4 app. Nothing special, nothing clever. The controller, from what I can tell right now, not having flown it yet, seems great. I mean, it feels nice in the hand. It's not too heavy, it's not too light. It feels heavy enough to be substantial, not so heavy as it'll kill you when using it any length of time. It's got a fan built in, just like the drones do, to keep it cool. And it also has the benefit that it's actually got an operating temperature region which is much bigger than the standard controller. So it can go from like -20 up to 40 degrees C, whatever that is in non-real temperatures. So yeah, not bad. The only thing I think is a bit of a disappointment that I bumped into so far, before I've even flown it, is the charger for the drone batteries that has a USB port on it only trickle charges the controller, which just seems a very strange thing to do. Surely you would have a USB port on there that could do fast charge for it, rather than having to carry around the fast charger that comes with this and the charger that comes with the battery of the Fly-More kit. It just seems very strange. The benefit of this though is because it's USB-C and it just uses USB-C fast charge, you could use any USB-C power bank and charge it whilst flying if you wanted to. There's no reason why you couldn't do that. So battery life that people have been complaining about of 2.5 hours or so shouldn't really be a problem. If you get 2.5 plus hours flight time out of it fully charged, and it only takes 2 hours to charge in a USB-C fast charge, you're always keeping it topped up, so you shouldn't really have to worry about that. You should be able to fly 3 or 4 batteries without any issues whatsoever, I would have thought. Let me turn the drone off because it's humming like a hummy thing. Aircraft disconnect. So yeah, from what I can tell so far, it seems very cool. I've ordered a backpack for it, because I've got one for my Mavic Air and it always comes in handy, especially with all the batteries and stuff. That controller goes into the Fly-More kit's bag, but if you do, then you've got no space to store any of your spare batteries, which seems a bit bizarre. The other problem with this at the moment is no one sells any packs specifically designed to hold it along with the drone and batteries and stuff. So I've had to buy a pack that's got like an adjustable inner, so I can adjust it all to size and stuff like that. It's only a cheap one for now, well, fairly cheap off Amazon, but it's hard packed. So we'll see how we get along with that. Right, besides that, I think that's about it for now. So next I see you, I'll see if I can get it up in the air and see how it goes. Cheers.